Oh, look, here we go again. We got a Hollywood actor with all the hot takes, and this is Seth Rogan. Hey, Seth Rogan, is this you? Yeah, you managed to make the worst Christmas movie in history. And not only that, you thought that white supremacists are out to get you. Like you were into bizarre conspiracy theories. Like you would think that the white supremacists have better things to do than to go after Seth Rogen's movies, don't you? I mean, one would say that's actually a great thing if white supremacists would go after Seth Rogen's movie, because then they would be distracted from doing other stuff, like voting themselves into office. Because I understand, like, the United States is a white supremacist, systemic nation, the systems of systemicismus that oppresses people, and it's like Seth Rogen's contribution to this is like a lightning rod. Santa Inc. distracted all those evil people, and for a while they were going after Seth Rogen. But in reality, turns out no one actually likes Santa Inc. Horrible movie. Oh my god, like I saw the reviews. I didn't watch it. I had other people watch it for me. Holy shit, that thing, I would say that thing is toxic, but I would lowball it. It wasn't toxic, it was Fukushima. Like plants aren't going to grow there for the next 100 years. That's how bad the movie was. How difficult it is to make a Christmas movie, by the way. I mean, it doesn't have to be that difficult. It's a movie that a family should enjoy. It should be kids friendly, so you don't need like some really bizarre, intricate plot. Just make a happy, wholesome Christmas movie. By the way, did you notice how all the leftists are crying? Like, no, seriously, they can't sleep at night. They're crying because the video game Sifu didn't have any Asians in it. It was made by white people. No one complains about Santa Inc. not having Christians making the movie. Like, they didn't have Christians on the development team. Very interesting, right? Cultural appropriation, they call it? What do the people with brain damage call it? Cultural appropriation, yes. So, the same guy, like, after having hot takes like this, like, after paranoid Seth Rogen is like, oh my god, the white supremacists are out to get me, you now have other hot takes. Oscars dissed. Sorry, Hollywood, but people don't care. The sad part is that people actually do care. No, seriously, it's very sad. People legitimately care. When I was a kid, and I said this before, but it's true, you can ask any person in Eastern Europe. I don't know if it was the same in the United States, but the whole family would gather up around the television to watch the Oscars. Granted, we didn't get to see them live, but they were recorded, and then they were being displayed to the Romanian public, and everyone liked to see them. It was a good thing, and it was also something that Americans were very proud of. I mean, it was like a cultural hallmark. Their culture was being spread throughout the world peacefully through the Oscars. And you get to experience a little bit of American culture from here in Eastern Europe. It was great. Now, no one watches the Oscars. I don't even know when they take place. It's just I get to see a couple of very cringe-inducing Hollywood actor takes, and I'm like, oh, so yeah, the Oscars took place. But I want to show you something even worse about the Oscars. Now over here you have Best Picture awards, and look at the movies that got Best Picture. Dance with the Wolves, Silence of the Lambs, Forrest Gump, Braveheart, Titanic. So we're talking about movies that have such strong renown. Not only can you go in Uruguay and you can ask the people of Uruguay, hey, what do you think about Braveheart? And they will probably know, like they will most likely be able to tell you because it's such an international success. But it's also chances are that if you have a kid who's like 14 and you put Braveheart on and you ask him to watch it, he's going to enjoy it. Same with all the other movies here, right? Like American Beauty, Forrest Gump. I mean, these are not just great movies that have broken the cultural barrier, but almost all of them are timeless. I have recently seen The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and I gotta say, the special effects, they still look good today. Granted, you kind of are able to tell, like, okay, well, this is a special effect or whatever, but they look good. They don't distract you from the actual story. It's not like watching a very old movie and you're like laughing at the special effects. No, the acting is amazingly well done. And any person who hasn't seen this movie, you can show him the movie today and they're going to enjoy it. But as you go down the timeline, as you approach 2020, you see movies that no one has heard about. I mean, look at 2020, Nomadland. How many of you have seen it? What the fuck is that? The Father, Monk, Minari, Promising. I've never heard about these movies. I heard about these movies right here. I've seen all of them. They're very good. I would wholeheartedly recommend it to people. I don't recognize any of these. And chances are, if I were to watch them, they would be bad, wouldn't they? So it's not like just the Hollywood, which is awful, by the way, because you just get to hear the same hot takes from actors over and over. It's like what millionaires think of the poor. And how you should live your life. Like, if you want millionaires to lecture you about what a bigot you are, go watch the Oscars. That's what you're going to get. If you want millionaires to lecture you about what a racist piece of shit you are and how evil the country you're in, go watch the Oscars. You're going to get a good time from that. But you're not going to get any good movies. I mean, if you want Seth Rogen's spiteful take on Christmas, then yeah, maybe that's what you're going to get. And by the way, the Oscars started being bad since they pushed equity in the Oscars, and they were like, for some reason, I don't know why they thought this to be the case, but they believe that if you don't have the exact number of black people winning Oscars as the number of black people that is in the US population, then the Oscars are racist. It's kind of like saying that unless you have the exact number of white people in the NFL, like they are in the general population, then the NFL is proeminently black inclined or some shit. I don't even know. It's so bizarre, right? So they decided to change things, and now, well, if you changed it, then whenever someone wins the Oscar, is it like, okay, well, did they win it because of ideological reason? Because they're woke? Or did they win the Oscars because it's legitimately a good movie? Like, the entire thing is being put to question. So now you have Seth Rogen, who is part of the problem, going around saying, and the winner is, who cares? Well, America should care. It used to be a cultural hallmark. Congratulations for ruining it, Seth. Like, congratulations, you and your shitty movies are part of the problem. I don't get why movie people care so much if other people care what awards we give ourselves. Well, you know, most people don't have that much money like you do, Seth, right? Like, most people aren't that rich. They don't have privilege. So it would be nice if we know which movies are worth watching so we don't throw our money away. To me, maybe people just don't care. I don't care who wins the automobile awards. No other industry expects. If you're an automobile connoisseur, like if you're a car enthusiast, you would actually care who wins the automobile award. And that's why you don't care, because you don't care about cars. But like, most people do care about movies. They would like to have the proper Oscars, and they would like to have good movies. While no one has been named, the outlet asked Rogan who should take the stage, and he goes like, that's a tough one. I'm sure there are comedians out there who want to, right? Yeah, probably like some bland, political correct comedians, because you're not going to allow anyone that speaks the truth, right? You're not going to allow anyone that would roast you for what you did with Santa Inc. And for how paranoid you are. The white supremacists are out to get me. Oh, help. Oh. Right? You're not going to have someone that calls you cuckoo. No, this is going to be some bland comedian that's going to make the same progressive jokes, right? Which is very hard to do nowadays, considering that you don't have Trump anymore. Like, at least with Trump, you could make fun of him, so he was kind of like a lightning rod, the only last piece of comedy that the far left used to have. But now you don't have even that. So yeah, like, it's very sad what happened with the Oscars, and it's very sad that a paranoid person that's like, oh, they're out to get me, they're coming after my movie. Yeah, that is the person that we get to hear from about the problems with the Oscars. It's kind of interesting. So these people managed to completely ruin Hollywood, and now they don't care. And like, of course they don't care. I mean, they don't want to say that it can be fixed, because they're part of the problem. Like, to fix it, They would have to go away. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.